Right, good evening, folks. Welcome back to VP4TV. And we've just seen off the end of another World Championship. Congratulations once again to Cobra. He is now the 2025 Virtual Straight Pool World Champion in VP4. And still a well done to Pillow for going all the way to the final. He's got one big scalp under his belt, taking out Albinari in the semi-final. But we're on to the next one. It's the Virtual 9-Ball World Championships. And let's have a quick look, first of all, at the schedule. That's not it, because that's a 3-ball tournament. Hang on a minute. There we go. We've got the match coming up tonight between Shibo, representing Serbia, and Bill, Mr.Bill, representing the US of A, starting in about 5 minutes' time. These are races to 19 in the winner's side, races to 15 on the one-loss side, 25 the final. No jump queues, and that's about it. Winner breaks. Moneyball will come back up, I believe. Something along those lines as part of the rules. We have One Pocket Slim scheduled to go ahead tonight. He starts in an hour's time, and he's actually playing his round 2 match because he's already got a match under the belt. That match against Demon last night. Slim was made to work hard to win that. He's playing Rabbit at 8 o'clock British Summer Time. We've got Bedhead up against Miasma on Thursday evening at 9:40 p.m. And we've got Pool Kabouter against Interchange X. That's Friday morning, my time, 12 midnight. And Slim will probably be covering that, I would imagine. We've got Cobra and Sergresh going on Sunday. Next Sunday coming, I think that is. And that is at 6 p.m. British Summer Time. I should be around for that. If we look at the bracket, I think there only is one result through. Oh, no, wait a minute. Mr. Fox has played Spud Boy, and as expected, a reasonably comfortable win for Mr. Fox. So he's through to round 2. Further down, we should see... In fact, there's another result. Quagmire's played Liquid, and Quagmire had a comfortable win as well. So these are matches going on in the middle of the night, my time. So that's another one in the bracket. And the one further down, Rabi, having got a bye, now plays Slim, who had that win just by the 3 racks against Demon. And I think that's about it. We've got Interchange X and Pool Kabouter going ahead, as I said. So that takes care of the bracket. I don't know whether Steve is going to be around. I did put Discord on. I'm going to put that off. What's Miasma saying? Could be. Hope not. Welcome to Larry. Yeah, without jump queues, Larry. Friday night 9-Ball's got jump queues in it, is it not? I can't even remember whether it does or it doesn't. It must not. I'm going to do a quick tab out and have a look. He never messaged me to say he was going to be here, so I'm assuming he's not going to be here. I'll have a quick look. Well, I'll leave it there for the time being, but then I'll tab out to shut it down. Right, so... how's Shibo going to lose this? He's going to be too much in a hurry, and he won't take his time. That's the usual reasons that Shibo will lose. Bill will lose because he doesn't get an awful lot of table time now, I don't think. I think he's a very busy man. He does get into play now and again, but nowhere near the amount of racks he used to put in. So he could be vulnerable. And of course, Bill's biggest weapon is his jump stick for getting out of problems, and he doesn't have that in his armory, so that should give Shibo a chance. But Bill should still have too much for Shibo, because Shibo doesn't play much at all. He will only ever come online go into a room, lock himself in it, bang a few balls around, and then disappear. So he does not regularly visit VP4 to play in tournaments at all. So both of these guys are vulnerable in both respects. So who knows what the hell's going to happen? Anyway, I'm going to switch this chat tab thing in YouTube. See, the YouTube chat, I just do not like. I wish I could speak to somebody at YouTube and tell them this app is garbage, because you switch between the two chats and you get more viewers in one, less in the other. So, welcome everybody. We're almost at the top of the hour. Let me get rid of that. There we go. And I'm going to do this one last tab and then shut down Discord. It's one thing running. I will just do that right now because there's no sign of him. If he does appear, he will appear in the room. Where the hell's the Discord thing? I can't see it to shut it down. I'm looking for the little Discord icon in this Windows 11 thing, and I'm trying to find my way around it. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Right, that's shut that down, and fingers crossed that this PC will hold up. Welcome to Matt. Good luck in the tournament. This is more familiar territory for you, so you should do well in this. No pressure. Right, that room should be up. I think it will be. Let's get in. One player is in. And we'll watch the lag and then we'll change the cloth colour. Yeah, you hate 9-ball, but I think you like it a lot better than you do straight pool. So Bill wins the lag. And off we go. One ball on the side. We're going to see an awful lot of them, by the way. One ball in the left side pocket. Right. Settings. Miscellaneous. Blue. Oh, that's terrible in the eyes. Well, you'll certainly enjoy the challenge. Well, Bill's he's got to get himself up top here. He's got to do a fair bit of movement in the cue ball, whether he's going to go forward or dig in and come back. And that'll do. Well, I've now got 702 subscribers. Thanks to that chap that's went into the room. He's actually in the room at the moment. EDUGMC or whatever his name is, the Brazilian guy. Only 298 short of getting fully monetized. It's a long way to go. But this looks a solid start for Bill. A break and run. You can't go off to a better start than that. Well, you can. You can follow it with another one. Welcome to Tyler. So, Bill draws first blood. And 2-ball in this time. 1 ball on for the cut. Now, he's just going to have to nip this a little bit just to hold the cue ball, just like that. Now the problem starts. That 4-ball and 6-ball, they're not set. It might be good enough for a billiard on the 6. It's a wee bit tight, but Bill's trying to get down in the short side in this, and he's going to hit the 6. It might help him. And he's caught the 5 ball, but he's going safe. So Shibo's got to come up with something as a decent response here to keep this 4 ball safe. Needs to miss that 8 ball. Well, I think the bank is on. I think there's room past the 5 to play the bank up past the 9. I think there's room there to do that. Bill's played it way too soft. Way too soft. He was trying to give every chance to get there and get in the hole, but he's actually got away with it because Shibo is very slightly hooked here. I thought you said you were playing Albinario. You're playing Bankster. Well, Bankster, I've noticed that he tends to sit in the lobby for days on end. I don't know when he is awake or whether he's there or whether he's not there, but there's very little happens when he's just sitting in the lobby. And Bill's made, well, that's probably the first big potting mistake he's made there. Now, this is a perfect bank, this 6 ball, I think. Very slightly off the middle diamond, but a very good line for the bank. Well, he's went for the cut. Well, if you followed that, you've got to follow it with this. All your eggs in one basket, playing the thin cuts. And there you go. And this is heading south unless it bumps it. So it'll be 2-0. And, well, why he didn't play the bank, I don't know, because it was, to me, that was more reliable than letting the cue ball run that loose. But anyway, who am I to criticise? There, that's what the logo should be in the screen, just like that. I think this one is dry. The cue ball's going south as well. So, Shibo, you know what you have to do. If you get a chance like this, you've got to put them away or at least stay in control of the table. One of the two. But you cannot be giving up ball in hand opportunities like this. He streams in, he starts his match in 53 minutes' time. Yeah, this is sort of letting the cue ball run loose and hoping you get lucky in the 4 ball. I don't think there's a great deal of thought went into that. He hit it far too hard. And now he's having to dig out miraculous cuts and all sorts of weird stuff. That was very much, just hit the ball, let it run and see how lucky I can get. It's never going to do you any good in this event. And the 9 ball, has it come to the rescue? No, it's tight though. And Well, you can see what happens when Bill's not getting that table time. And he's there for the taking, Shibo. But I think you're just as vulnerable. That's the way I thought it was going to go. Well, Albie will be out for revenge in that match, I can tell you. Just because he wants to get one back on Cobra for winning that straight pull. Well, Shiba's going to get himself into the match. Dry, and a 1-9 combo right off the bat here for Bill, if he can see the one, and he certainly can. So this will be a quick rack. He doesn't want to hit this too hard, but then again, he doesn't want to leave the 9 ball over the pocket. And that's well played. So, an unfortunate roll of the ball there for Shibo on his break, and Bill's got, I think the 3 ball was the one that went in. And he's perfect on the 1. Well, the tricky one is coming down table to get onto this 4 into the side pocket, but there's loads of room in the table, so he should certainly get to the bottom end here. Well, I don't know that he wanted to do that, though. Oh, I'll tell you, he's got a bit of a roll there. I thought he'd have been a lot safer just coming down to the bottom side of the table, but I think he got a bit lucky there. You never know what could have ended up happening. But anyway, you take what you can get. Now, this is, again, a wee bit tricky, just controlling it, but he's judged it well. It's always tricky when there's a ball in or near the corner pocket, just to judge the pace you're coming off the rail at to get back onto the next ball. Well, the pace that these guys are playing at, this match won't take long. Certainly a lot faster than what One Pocket Slim was having to put up with last night. But still plenty of time for Shibo to get back in it. And, well, don't tell me there's a 2-3 combo left sitting as well. Look, it's absolutely stone dead. Or is it going to graze the 6? It might graze the 6, but you can just affect that line of the 3 ball. Yeah. Oh, where's the cue ball going? Right, well, there you go. Bill doesn't have his jump stick, or he'd have been on that like a rat up a drain pipe. I think he can catch the edge of the 2. Yeah, very nearly cut it in. Oh, well. It is a chance. Now, this cue ball is probably catch some of the 8 ball. And the 8 ball catches it again. So cue ball down past the 6, or is he going to catch this 6 ball or take evasive action to avoid the 6? Well, if there's a doubt, then you take the evasive action. Because again, you never really know what you might do brushing that 6 ball. Now, he's left himself the more awkward, longer pot, but that's better than not having a shot at all. And wide open tables in this tournament, these are the ones you've got to put away, where there's not an issue in the table and it's all down to your own ability and skills to move the cue ball. If you're not able to do that in the majority of tables like this, then your presence in the tournament won't last long. Well, this will just be a little roll through for the 9-ball down bottom left, and he hasn't even shot it. He hasn't even got it there. That's a terrible shot. He should have been right on the line behind that 9-ball. That's just sloppy and careless. That's what I'm saying. He's too much in a hurry half the time. Now he's having to dig down. Yeah. That'll soon enough it'll catch up with him. Right, well, we've lost the 1 ball and the 5, and he's on the 2. So again, another great table. Might be just a bit too straight in this 2 ball, though. In fact, very straight. And the other problem is he might just want to roll through and try and play the cut, but he's got to watch he doesn't hook himself. That's why he's giving it a second and third look to make sure he can get into this gap. And he's done himself. That was always on the cards, but there was nothing he could do. He was absolutely bolt straight in the 2. Well, hang on a minute, though. That'll do as a kick. That's one way to get out of trouble in 9-ball. Just do this. And then do that to follow it up. Just typical Shibo. Wide open table. Kicks in the ball, and then the follow-up ball is a horrible miss and a gift for Bill. And I've told Shibo too many times in the past to slow down. And does he listen? No. Will he ever listen? No. Will the outcome still be the same? Yes. To the extent that I've given up saying anything to him. So Shibo had the chance to get it back to within 1. But now he's going to be trailing by 3. Now, I'll tell you one annoying thing about Windows 11. When you hit the Windows 11, the Windows button to maybe tab out, the bloody that Windows shortcuts thing comes up on the screen all the time. It's annoying, and then you've got to hit the Windows button to get rid of it. I'm going to find a way to get rid of that crap. Well, Stephen Hendry says it in snooker. It's not the difficult shots that lose you matches. It's the easy ones that you make an arse of, and it's true. I mean, Shibo had a perfectly good table. Okay, got lucky kicking the ball in, but he never took advantage of it. I mean, if you get some sort of fluke, it's not the fluke that matters. It's what you do with it. And he threw it back at Bill. But he's got another chance to redeem himself here. And this might scratch if it nudges the back end of the 6. In fact, it went in clean. You see, again, he's letting the cue ball run far too loose and uncontrolled. And he'll keep doing the same thing. It won't click in to slow down a bit and take a bit of pace off the cue ball. Let's just say I've seen this all before. And these are all gifts for Bill. And you think of the amount of racks that are getting thrown away here. You know, Shibo could be right in this match, but he's letting it drift away from him very quickly through carelessness. I've never seen that name before. Who's Heat Dragon 27? That's a new name. So Bill now with a 4-rack lead. And unless Shibo knuckles down and screws the head on a bit here, he's going to get a proper humiliation. He'll end up with a drubbing here if he doesn't get himself sorted out sooner rather than later. And Bill looking for a kick of some description here, because there's not really a lot of great places you can push to, I don't think, without leaving the ball hooked and getting put back in yourself. Yeah, you might as well spin off the rail and give it a smack and see what happens. Well, he's trying a jump. Good luck to him. Yeah. He gave it a go. Hugh, what are you doing on Thursday night? Thursday night is back to work the next day. Excuse me. So any matches on Thursday, if they're too late for me, I won't be near them. Anyway, is that the sort of is that the reason behind your question there, Miasma? Oh, you mean you're playing Thursday night? Let's just have a quick look. What time is it? Where are we? Bedhead versus Miasma, Thursday at 9:40. That's far too bloody late. 20 to 10 at night. I don't want to be there to see that bloodbath. That's going to be a bigger bloodbath than this is. No disrespect, but Bedhead's going to chew you up, spit you out, and then do it again. Yeah, one pocket slim will get the evidence. I'll be able to watch that the next day when I get home. So here's Bill with ball in hand. And it's going to be a 5-rack lead in the next minute and a half. Well, commentator's curse, if ever I've seen one. There you go, folks. Never doubt my abilities. Watch this for a miss. And I have done Shibo a huge favour there. He can thank me later on for that. He's insulted and sad, but not necessarily in that order. Right, so here's where you just cut the 8 ball nice and gentle. He's drawn into the cue ball for some stupid reason. I don't know why. I mean, I don't know why he thought to have to drag the pace off, but you just roll it in. The more stuff you start doing unnecessarily with the cue ball, the more likely you have to do something wrong. Well, Shibo got the 1 ball, and he's on the 2. But again, you see, he's just letting the cue ball, and he's got lucky because he's brushed the 9 there. You know, he's not playing with a great deal of thought and control here. But then again, that's always been the case with him. I mean, he can pop balls, but this idea of getting on the next ball seems to elude him and doing it the right way, in a more controlled way. When the cue ball's running that loose, you can end up doing something daft, hooking yourself, and you know, a bit like that. You see what I mean? I mean, unbelievable. I could read him like a book. It just doing stupid stuff and getting himself in trouble in a table where he shouldn't have been in trouble. You know, he just keeps doing the same daft stuff. Well, he's managed to spin it out. Now he's got to back that up. Now, again, pot the 6, just get the cue ball anywhere up the table. You don't need to be accurate here. You just need to get up the table. Listen, if I see crap, I'll call it as crap. I'm never going to change my ways. And Shibo knows I'm right at the end of the day, but he just never bloody listens. And there you go again. Now he's starting tweaking to avoid the 8 ball. Oh, God. This is what infuriates me, watching a player that's he's a decent player, but he just won't think things out properly. And Bill's giving him another lifeline. How much more encouragement do you need? That's just, I can feel my blood boiling whenever I watch him. I've done that for years because I know he's a half-decent player and he'd be a much better player if he just slowed down and took his time. And now he's thrown it back to Bill. Oh, here we go. You know, Bill is in a vulnerable state. He doesn't have his weaponry. He doesn't have the table time. But he's got a lot more common sense than what Shibo's got. I'll tell you that. And it looks like Shibo's just going to get scraps here, the way this is going. It's still got plenty of time to turn round, but he has to help himself. You know, nobody else is going to help him. Bill can't be putting them all on a plate for him. But he's got to help himself. Well, double kiss off the 9 ball maybe here. Yeah, you see, that could have went pear shape there very rapidly. That cue ball coming off the 9 there. But Shibo sits back and watches Bill pull away into the distance. So the lead goes back to 5. 1 ball doesn't go in the side, but the 3 ball went in the corner. Something went into the side. The 8 ball went into the opposite corner. And Bill's got a dodgy cut in the 1. Very dodgy because the angle's horrible, but if he holds the pace on it, he can cut the 2 up the table. Well, you see, again, Bill's trying to do a bit more than he should have there, and he's got lucky. 2 balls now tied up. And Shibo needs to get wise here. My co-op had no drinks at all for meal deals. That's tragedy, that is. Well, that's not a bad outcome there for Shibo. But of course, for the 2 ball lying dead, there's a lot of work to do to win this rack. Well, at least if you pot the 1, you can try and put Bill in trouble. Now, this is very tricky. Very tricky to try and sneak this 2 ball. It's too tight to the 7. You've got to be careful. He's played the little combo, and he's sort of still in the 2, but there we go. And again, he's got cover. And Bill might have a good chance at kicking this in. He got it too thick. And is Shibo going for the bank? He's going to have to make this because I don't think it's dead set as a bank. Or is he going to try and keep it safe? Or is he going to try and blast it up the rail like Stubb would do? Oh, I thought he'd nudged the 6 in, but the 2 ball is going to be banked in past this 6 ball. This is a bucket, this pocket. This is going in every day of the week. Even if you hit the long rail first, it's got to get off the 6. And the lead now is 6 racks. Well, I suppose we need to start giving a target for Shibo. We'll give him 6 to start with. His target is to get to 6. One ball almost in the side again, but just hit the knuckle. 5 balls gone. Don't know that there's a shot in the 1 though. Well, this might just tuck up behind the 2, and that's well played. Very nicely done. Well, unfortunately there for Shibo, the fact that he missed the ball completely is sort of irrelevant. What he was really probably hoping is that something get tied up, but it didn't. So Bill's got a free run here. Well, it should be plain sailing this rack. Doesn't want to be bolt straight in the 4 if he can help it. So that now limits what he can do. He's either going to stop or go forward slightly, but he's not going to do much more. And that just means now he's got more work to do to get to this 7. That's easier said than done because he's got to get into the cue ball here. And again, controlling it well. So Bill's in double figures and only needs another 9 to put this match to bed. It might not take long. So just a reminder, folks, that in 25 minutes' time, One Pocket Slim will be covering his own match that starts at the top of the hour. 2000 hours British summertime. I've totally forgotten who he's playing. Do you know that? My memory's so bad. It's Rabi. Right, I'm now going to have to break into my fresh 5 litre bottle of water. I need to get some liquid on board. Well, if there wasn't already a mess on the side rail there is now. And the bank's been played. The cue ball is good. And it's going to have to be a 5-8 combo, and it's not perfectly set. But that's if he gets that far. But it's certainly workable. No, I don't put any stuff in my water. That's right. It's just a plain 5 litre bottle of water. Well, he's got to get up and down the table, hasn't he? You know. He's trying to hold it and spin it and do. Again, he's up to the acrobatics with the cue ball, where the sensible thing to do is go up and down the table and leave yourself a sight on it. And he started tweaking the cue ball all sorts of ways to try and hold the cue ball when he wouldn't do the common sense thing. Yeah, plain water. What's wrong with that? It's a lot better than the water that comes out the tap, I'll tell you that. That's not plain. That's got all sorts of bloody chemicals in it. You can taste it. I mean, I haven't tasted tap water in years. Well, he's got to make sure that this doesn't bump the long rail too soon, this 8 ball. If it does, it ain't going in. Like that. Commentator's eye. And Shibo has another lifeline here. Now, he's just going to have to go forward. Does he want to tweak this for left English? I think if he goes forward with enough pace, he can get away without it, but he had put left English on it. Now, he's got to get out here. I see the cue balls now want to run into the 8 ball. That needs to spin up. Is he doing this just to annoy me? Is he? Do you think he's listening? Anyway, he's got 4 on the board, and the comeback is on. Yes, he is. He's bloody listening to the stream. Well, if you're listening, bloody listen to what I'm saying, for goodness sake. Now, let's have a look at this 2 ball. That goes by the 9. There's no problem there. And there's not much room to get this one ball in the hole. In fact, that might be a bit too tight. Well, it is tight, but it does go. So he's played that. Now the one ball's running loose. How lucky is he going to get? Pretty damn lucky. But it's a bit tricky to. I think if you cut this plain ball, you've got to be going near that 6 ball. And it's come out good. It says you do. I'll say that again. You do know much, Hubert. Well, I'll tell you what I do know. I know a numpty when I see one. There you are. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it. Oh dear. And that's what you get for that. The tactical genius strikes again. Andy apologises. Oh dear. And that's another one for Bill. Never ever have a go at me. You will pay the price big time. Well, on a more serious note, Bill really does need to get a lot more table time in, but I just don't think he has the time to do that, to go really deep in the tournament. But who knows, on the night, you never know. But it's probably a tall order, especially when Bill has been disabled without his jump stick. Bill's like a one-legged man without a crutch. That's what he is in this tournament. Now, is Bill going to just sneak down on the left side of the 5 or come over to the right? He's just going to sneak down. That's well done. Well, Strickland hates jump cues. Where's the cue ball going? Well, there you go, Shibo. Handed it to you to play. Now, I'll say this right now just to put the pressure on. Only a complete numpty wouldn't go out in this table. Now there's a sweat on. Squeaky bum time, this 9 ball. So there's a bonus for Shibo. He's still to get to his target of 6, and then his next target will be double figures. Oh, that's a good break. That's a very good break. Break of the tournament so far. Look at this. How many went in there? 4 or 3. 1, 2, 3 balls have gone in. Table is wide open. 9 ball hanging over the corner pocket. Oh, how can this go wrong? And it's going to be a 3-9 combo. I think even if you hit this into the rail, it still would knock the 9 in. Another bonus. Shibo's on a roll. And of course, quickly followed up by a dry break. Is that not typical of VP4? I mean, you know, one break to another, there's nothing the same. Well, here's another chance. Again, wide open table. You slow down, take your time a bit more, think about what you're doing before you move. I'm assuming he can get in there on the one. I was thinking he couldn't see enough of the one ball there, but he's fine. Now, here's a problem. Again, this 3 balls tight past the 6. And he's got to take evasive action unless he's going to risk bumping into this 9 ball. Well, he's going forward by the look of it. Well, this looks good if it slows up. Well, that's actually done him a big favour there, that 7 ball. He just grazed the 7 ball, but got to be careful past this 6 ball. It's doubled in size. All good so far. Now, here's the big test. Watch that 7 ball if you're trying to get up there too far. And he's going to avoid that. 7 ball was always in the line of the path of the cue ball. Right. Well, Bill won't be getting a sweat on yet. This is going to go too straight, is it? It's well, he can tweak a little angle out of it. He's fine. Oh dear. Oh dear. You are joking me. I mean, there you go. Look at that for an embarrassment. Well, whatever he's capable of doing, he'll do it. But this needs to land on top of the cue ball to give him a chance. Well, it could have finished a lot worse than that. And it's comfortably in, though. And another chance goes a begging. And a 2-rack swing there. It's now back to 6. Well, this match has been going 48 minutes. It certainly won't be much past the hour, I would think, unless Shibo does a big turnaround. Right. Well, a lot of travelling to do here with the cue ball, but there is a gap to go through between that 3 and 7 ball. If you're nipping across the table with a bit of dig. I mean, if you're going forward, you're odds on you're going to run into traffic, but I think you can nip across. I think you can nip across here. You might hit the 3. Yeah, avoided it. Straight through the gap. Commentator's eye. That proves he's listening to me. Right through the gap. Perfect on the 2. And that's no man's land. Almost. Can you see it? Right, well, the simple way with this is drop the 5 in, roll the 6 in. If you can get an angle in, and he's just almost killed the 7 ball doing that. He's okay. But you want an angle. Now, that's inside. That's perfect, because that gets you out onto the 7. So he should be good. Oh, no. No, that's no good. That's no good. That needed to open out and run down a bit further to make this a lot more comfortable. Now there's a doubt. And there you go. All for the fact that, again, the position was just short of the comfortable line. And another rack goes a-begging. Shibo's thrown away racks here, left, right, and centre. Bill's just like he's like a great white shark just prowling around and just picking off the weak and wounded. Well, suddenly, well, there's a scratch, so this target of now 10 for Shibo's is looking fairly distant, but he's got a chance. A free gift from Bill. LS3 didn't sign up to this, did she? I don't think she did. I could be wrong, but I don't think she's in this. Now, don't scratch the opposite corner pocket, for goodness sake. I can't remember seeing her name. Oh, she is in it. Oh, geez, I forgot about that. I mentioned it last night, didn't I? She plays Albinari in the first round. Oh, God, I forgot about that. Yeah, I've totally forgot about it, and I remember mentioning it last night. Poor LS3 stuck with Albinario first round. Well, Albinario is going to be bruised and battered after that semi-final match called his pillow, so you never know. He could be there for the taking. Albinario is easy. Well, I'd be just giving this a smack from the long rail opposite. That's all I'd be doing. In fact, if you actually miss it on the way towards the one ball, you could probably hit it off the other rail behind the one ball. You never know. Oh, this might be good. This might be very good. What a jammy git this guy is. You got to take what you can get, though. A roll of the ball, a fluky snooker. They all count. Now, I think Bill's problem is the 9 ball's in the way. This would be an easy hit with a good bit of left English off the short rail, but he's going to try another jump here. Well, this time he got the jump. So he gets 10 out of 10 for actually being able to execute the jump this time. But Shibo's got a very thin cut. That 5 ball's a bit annoying. That 5 ball is very annoying. But he's managed to get a line on it. Just got a line on the 2 and no more. And Coldest Pillow has seen enough of the match. He's signed up for the snooker best of 5. Because he wants to try and humiliate LS3. That's the plan. Well, what Shibo would do for a nice break and run out in the next rack to give him a sort of a bit of a lifeline to try and get himself back into this. Because he ain't down and out yet. If he can just get something going and hold himself together long enough to get a sequence of balls. I don't think he's getting any joy here, though. Is he? I don't think anything went in. No. Well, I think the saving grace there is I don't know that Bill can get enough of that one ball to play the 1-9 combo. Now, this needs to miss the 2, and it hasn't. And Shibo lives again. And the 1 ball cuts. Now, this is just nice and gentle. 5 ball into the side pocket. Might bump the 5. 2 ball into the side pocket, I think I meant to say. But if he bumps the 5, he'll be fine. He's overcut it. Unbelievable. I didn't think you could actually overcut that much. Well, Bill's got his troubles to seek here. No shot in the 2, and that was terrible. Well, that's a poor shot from Bill. And a great opportunity for a pinch here for Shibo. Now, these have got to be punished. Mistakes like that. Has he got enough angle to work with this? I think he has. Oh, in fact, he must not have been able to pot the 3. I never looked at it, so he's trying to play the combo. Well, here's another lifeline. Now, The danger with this shot is you've got to take the risk of scratching in the right-hand side pocket here. Unless you go right into the middle of the table. You want to get a decent line in this 4-ball. You don't want to leave too much of a cut on it. But you're trifling with the right side pocket with this shot. Somewhere up with the 6-ball. Now it looks to me that he's doing acrobatics with the cue ball again. Oh, it needs to brush past it, and that's well done. Maybe a bit lucky that he got the nudge, but it's worked out fine. Now, up the table for the 6-ball into the side, I would assume. We got to get there. Right, so One Pocket Slim's match should be underway, so that's where to head, folks, after this is done and dusted. You should know One Pocket Slim's Twitch channel by now. If not, just go to Twitch and type in One Pocket Slim in the search window, and that'll bring up his channel, and you can join him for his match with Rabi. Will you have a biscuit after the game? Well, I can't deny I might, because I'll probably be going to get a cup of coffee, and I'll probably have a nibble of something. I'm a switch to OPS. Can't do 2 streams. Yes, you can. If you get 2 monitors, you sling the 2 of them up on the screen. I mean, I don't want to give you any more clues, but I mean, it's not that difficult. I thought you worked with computers. And you have Slim in your second monitor. There's a clever Welshman. He's got 4 monitors. I've got 4 monitors. Remember, it's not the amount of monitors you've got, it's whether you're a tactical genius or not. That's what counts. Uh-oh. Now, there you go, Shibo. Handed on a plate. Don't hook yourself behind the 8-ball. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying no more than don't hook yourself behind the 8. And the one way of doing that is coming down in the short side of the 7-ball. Or staying above the 8. Like that. That'll do it. Again, loads of inside just to be fancy. But all of a sudden, not tempting fate here, and unless he scratches in the side, which he's trying his best to do, but it's going to be 14-10 to Bill. Well, this could be very interesting if he can get this damn brake working. No, he can't. No, and he can't get a lucky roll either. Bill's got a free table. Suddenly there's a wee bit of pressure on Bill to actually make the most of this and put this rack away without much trouble. At least that's what he's hoping. Now, I don't think Bill wants to do too much with this cue ball. He maybe wants to nip up the table a wee bit, but he'll leave the cut in the 5-ball, not wanting to interfere with the 8. Yeah, staying well away from any trouble like that. self-inflicted damage is the worst way to lose a rack. Or doing that. Well, here's another chance for you, Bill. You've already executed a jump. The first one was unsuccessful. This one is going to have a chance to pot the 6. If he can remember what sort of angle he had to do that last jump that he attempted. Well, it's a big shot all of a sudden. Oh, it's rattled and hung, and there's another lifeline to get back within 3. We might still have a match on here, folks. That needs to bounce out. And, well, it's another one of these ones you don't want. It's neither here nor there. And he's nailed it. But what Shibo's struggling to get is the follow-up. You got to move that cue ball. Try something different. And the 3 balls get in, but so is the cue ball. Disaster. Unbelievable. I mean, you've got to laugh. I mean, you're looking for a follow-up rat. He gets a ball this time, and the cue ball follows it straight into the pocket. Oh dear. That little flame that's been ignited might just be getting snuffed out right now from that mistake. Well, Bill's got a bit of a problem here because he's actually dead straight on the 2. But the 4 balls blocked past the 9. Now he's managed to draw it back. So he's fine now. He's all good. Can you make a jumpy guide with the wrong? You're talking to the wrong person there, Cold Spill. Are you serious? Surely you can't be serious. I am, and don't call me Surely. Oh no, I'm not the person to talk to about using a jump cue. Bill's your man. Oh, I thought he was going to nail that to the rail, but he's fine. Well, just as Shibo was threatening to get back into it, disaster befell him with that scratch. And Bill is only 4 away from round 2. And this is dry. And Shibo has got to take this out. This is a must now. He's got to retrieve the situation. Don't tell me he's done it. No, he hasn't. Anything but that. He's bolt straight. He's bolt straight. Bye-bye. He wouldn't listen. Never ever doubt the commentator's eye, for goodness sake. And these are all freebies again. This is back to the earlier part of the match where it's just help yourself, Bill. Again, 2 big unforced errors from Shibo are costing him dearly just when he was almost on the brink of getting back into this. It's all going to drift away. Now, does anybody know who lies in the next round or who's lined up to play the winner of this match? One ball into the side. Well, that's at least the second time the night it's went in the side. 6 ball in the corner. What else went in? Just the two of them. This actually should be fine. You can just nip this in, hold the cue ball, 4 ball into the side, just stun across the table. Now he's just got to spin off this 7 ball and come round the back of the 9. Like that. Just a little bit of hold in the cue ball to spin it around the back. So 1 hour and 10 minutes, now gone to 1 hour and 11 minutes. And there'll be a lot longer matches than this in the tournament, I can assure you. Oh, the 1 ball was going into the side until the 2 decided it wasn't. But something else has gone in. I heard something drop. 3 balls gone. And I don't think this 1 ball's cutting in past the 5. That looks way too tight. Well, he tried his best and it almost got there. Well, this is do or die now. This is where you've got to put racks away when you're given a chance. There's no other outcome is acceptable. It's the only way you're going to stay alive. Now, you've got to be good on that 6 ball if you get there, because that looks fairly tight, that 6 ball. You don't, oh dear, oh dear. Well, he's not going to get there, is he? He's going to have to pinch a wee bit in this 5 ball, and this 6 ball is tight. This has got to be flush. And he's controlled that well. Now, anything but straight. Well, he's straight. Is he going to go round the houses or just take his medicine? Yeah, he's just going to drop the 8 ball in. Just a dead weight drop. Well, that wasn't quite dead weight. That's a touch of a sledgehammer, that is. Right, now things have to happen. This is the point of no return. Things have to happen. Good breaks, ball in the break and a shot. Well, a couple of balls will get in. 1 ball's going to go dead, though, I think. But a good bank. And a shot in the 3. And got to get out of there. Got to avoid the traffic. And again, almost scratched, but he's got away with it. And he might be dead straight again. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, he's pretty straight. You don't want to try and pinch too much of this. Just dig in and draw back. That's what I'd be doing. Oh, don't overcook it though. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, now, if you cut that in, the cue ball's rolling up to here. You're going to leave a horrible cut in this 7. Oh, that looks perfect. That is perfect. That will do. Take what you can get. He's from Serbia. You know, one of these tumpty-halfpenny countries that nobody's interested in, that country. I always wind him up. I always wind him up about Serbia. Slim's 2-2. Oh, well, there could be a match on there as well. Well worth dropping in as soon as this is finished. Well, the ball has gone. Oh, that 5 ball's going to be a blocker. The 8 ball has gone in. Well, this isn't an all that difficult combo. You just got to play at a nice little pace and leave the 1 ball there. And you should be good to go. Oh, just overcut it. Well, Bill's going to have this. He's going to have less of a problem. This is actually a lot easier the way the cue ball's lined up in the 1. Now he's taking a risk there though, because now the 1 ball's running loose and he's kept everything in play. But you never know what could have happened there. Bill's going to have to get out into the table though, unless he's going to deliberately just leave the 2-7 combo. Oh, he's managed to spin it back. I thought he was. I thought he had the wrong angle, but he's slightly the right. Well, he has the right side. 3 balls up the table. I couldn't see the 3 ball there for a second. Now I know where it is. So all good. Well, again, got to be careful with this cue ball to get to that 6. The way this angle is in the 4 ball and that side pocket been adjacent. And he spun it well away from it. Very nicely done. He needed a fair bit of juice in that to affect the line of the cue ball there, because it wanted to get into that side pocket. Well, watch how you cut this 7 if you're trying to tweak across for the 9. Yeah, he's fine. So Bill on the hill. Right, well, all of you guys should head over and give Slim some encouragement, and Rabbit in their match that's just started. 1 ball in the side again for the 3rd time tonight for Bill. No shot in the 2, though. Well, nothing you would describe as easy. Now, can he play the cut up and down bank? I think he can, as long as he can avoid the double kiss. Watch this. Aye. Is it going to the rail too soon? Yes, it has, but he had the right idea. But he's got away with it as well. That helps. And this could be Shibo's last shot of the match, if he doesn't get lucky. Now, it's not a difficult hit, and he might get lucky and knock that 9 ball in. You never know. Commentators, aye. Oh, the cue ball's gone. And it might not be ball in hand in the 2 onto the 9 because it's too tight to the rail. But Shibo almost pulled off the miraculous shot there. And I think that could be his last shot this time. So it'll be the 5-6 combo. Well, you know, there shouldn't be really any trouble here. He just wants to make sure that this 5-ball just rolls dead onto the 6, nice and soft, so the 5-ball doesn't stick itself to the short rail. So 1 hour and, well, let's settle for 1 hour and 21 minutes for this match, which has been going at a fair lick. But there definitely will be 2-hour matches. I've no doubt about that. So Bill, no, I wouldn't say a comfortable one. He's got there, but you know, Bill's got a tougher road ahead of him, as has Shibo on the one-loss side. But Bill goes through by 19 racks to 13. And let's have a quick look. And we'll do a quick refresh and see where that leads us. In fact, where the hell are we? Right, that match with Rabi and Slim. Slim's got the lead, a 3-rack-to-2 lead at the moment. And Bill is now set to play Quagmire. And I would put Bill as a very strong favourite in that match in round 2. So Bill's getting I would say a lot more comfortable run than poor LS3's getting. Right, quick look at the schedule. And we can see those 2 matches will have gone. So we've now got the Bedhead Miasma match remaining for Thursday at 9:40 p.m. British Summer Time. And Pulkabouter Interchange X, that's midnight Friday my time. And Cobra and Sergresh Sunday evening at 6 p.m. British Summer Time. So that's what's on the schedule. More to follow, probably. But that's it, folks. Well done to Bill. And what do you mean his name is Bill? It's Bill. I'm not saying Bill. You just don't understand Scottish. That's it, folks. As I said, well done to Bill. Good luck to Shibo on the one-loss side. And good luck to Slim and Rabi. I might pop in and have a quick look before I go for my coffee. But until then, thanks for watching. The stream went okay. The PC's still alive. Windows 11's not as good as what I'm thinking it is. But anyway, I've got it and the PC's held up so far, touch wood. I'll bid you good night.